Will be hard to find someone working harder than her on her game. 2026 she coming? Coco Gauff touted for improved 2026 by father amid serving setbacks. Coco Gauff's second half to the 2025 season has been plagued by severe troubles with her serve, something regularly highlighted online. This has caused her father to step in and respond to the commotion that it was an up-and-down campaign for the current number 3. She was as high as world number 2 when she culminated a fantastic clay swing with a deserved title at Roland Garros, defeating Aryna Sabalenka in 3 sets. Her fortunes were much better on clay than her early year results. A quarter-final at the Australian Open was followed by a number of average results and early exits. However, her fortunes turned around when making the transition from hard court to clay. In the 2 Masters 1000 events in Madrid and Rome, she went all the way to the final before losing out to Sabalenka and Jasmine Paolini respectively. The French Open title that would inevitably follow proved to be her second major title and a solid foundation to build off as the second half of the season began. Unfortunately for the American, things would get quite bad. She competed at 2 grass events, losing in the first round of them both. This included Wimbledon, where she brushed these worrying defeats off due to grass not being her favorite surface. The real concerns were the big events leading up to the US Open. Her serve came under severe scrutiny as she continuously succumbed to a plethora of double faults. This was highlighted in her premature Canadian Open campaign. In her first 2 matches, she hit a combined total of 37 double faults in 6 sets, including an astonishing 23 against fellow countrywoman Danielle Collins. She managed to get through them tight matchups, showing her grit and determination skills, but lost in straight sets to eventual champion Victoria Mboko. The problems did not stop there, as she picked up 16 double faults in the Cincinnati Open quarterfinal against Paolini, being pegged back from a set advantage to lose. The 2023 US Open champion was set for an unstable return to Flushing Meadows. She had made the bold decision to bring in biomechanics specialist Gavin McMillan to help her solve the serving problems experienced. While the double fault counter slowly trickled down, she was only able to make the 4th round. The Asian swing proved to be a much improved period, at least results-wise. The double faults were regularly higher than her opponent's tally but much less than the extortionate highs once reached. She reached a semi-final in the China Open before becoming the Wuhan Open champion for the first time. Despite this, a one-off match in the ADP Finals group phase against Jessica Pegula saw her hit 17 double faults, ultimately one of the reasons why she lost. Overall, she ended the year with 431 double faults, 131 more than Ekaterina Alexandrova in second despite playing 8 more matches. Gauff's father comes to her side. Her quality is still there to see. While the 21-year-old serve has been under par, she is still able to challenge for the biggest titles the sport can offer, but on a less consistent basis. It has been regularly brought up, with Coco Gauff finally having enough and coming to the side of her daughter, shining some positivity and hope for the future. Relax, it's a stat and a fact and an area to improve. She will improve, she always does, the work doesn't lie. Will be hard to find someone working harder than her on her game. 2026 she coming? He wrote when replying to a tennis account about this on Instagram. Gauff is already preparing for a return to action in 2026. Eager to get started, she is on the practice courts getting herself in the best shape possible. While many players are competing in exhibitions in December/January, Gauff is saving her energy for the United Cup at the start of January. USA are the reigning champions after her, and Taylor Fritz proved to be a very good team. They will be targeting more success ahead of the first Grand Slam of the year in Melbourne. Coco Gauff has always carried an air of inevitability around her, an aura that suggests greatness isn't simply a possibility but a timeline. And as 2025 winds toward its end, the words of her father, Coco Gauff, strike with an almost prophetic tone. Will be hard to find someone working harder than her on her game. 2026 she coming? To many it may sound like a proud father cheering from the sidelines. But those who've watched Coco's trajectory know that this message is a warning. One directed squarely at the rest of the WTA. A year of progress through struggle. Coco's 2025 season has been a paradox, a mix of brilliance and growing pains. Her movement remained electric, her backhand as venomous as ever, her fighting spirit unmistakable. But one nagging issue kept trailing her like a stubborn shadow: the serve. Double faults, broken rhythm, and unreliable motion. Every athlete faces a kryptonite at some point, and Coco's came in the form of the very shot that once set her apart. Analysts dissected her toss. Pundits debated the mechanics. Fans watched with tension, waiting for the moment her serve would finally click again. But behind all the noise, something else was quietly happening. She worked. And then she worked more. By the end of the season, Coco wasn't just adjusting her serve, she was reimagining it from the ground up. The kind of transformation that doesn't simply require practice but patience, resilience, and belief. Inside the Gauff work ethic. Coco Gauff has trained his daughter since she could barely wield a racket, and even he seems stunned by the intensity she's pouring into the next phase of her growth. People don't see the hours, he said in a recent behind-the-scenes clip. They see the matches. But the work? That's happening every single day. To most, this could be motivational fluff. But insiders reveal the reality. A complete biomechanics review of her serve. Endless reps of footwork sequences designed to tighten her first strike patterns. New conditioning blocks focused on rotational explosiveness. Mental sessions emphasizing routine stability under pressure. It's not a patch. It's a rebuild. One coach who observed her during a closed session said the difference between August 2025 Coco and November 2025 Coco was like two different athletes wearing the same clothes. The psychology of a champion. For Coco, setbacks don't erode confidence, they refine it. Few can forget how she rose from the turbulence of early career hype to win a Grand Slam by 19. Fewer still can ignore the mental fortitude she displayed in the years since, shouldering expectations, adjusting to fame, and still finding the fire to chase improvement. And now she is embracing her serve struggles not with frustration, but with a strange kind of excitement. It's like unlocking a new version of myself, Coco reportedly told friends. Once it's fixed, you'll see everything else open up. This is the mindset of champions. Not the denial of flaws, but the hunger to correct them. Why 2026 is circled in red. If 2025 was a year of refinement, 2026 is shaping up to be the year of reemergence. Louder, sharper, and more dangerous. Here's why. 1. The serve will return, better than before. Players who break down and rebuild a stroke often come back with upgraded efficiency. Think Serena's post-injury adjustments or Sharapova's service remodel. When Coco finds the right mechanics, the rest of her game will breathe easier. 2. The field is strong,